13 of them, 3 of them, and 3 from Kenya. Although the one, I think I haven't seen the other one, but she might be on her way, who will be joining us. So to start it off, I'll request them to do a quick introduction, and then we'll proceed.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Some of you already know me. For those that don't, I'm a Chief Executive of the Chemical Business Association. It's a British trade association representing the chemical supply chain, including distributors, manufacturers, also the logistics companies, the people that handle it, transport it, blend it, package it. So you'll recognise companies like BASF are a member, and you also recognise names like DHL are a member. So it's the whole sort of added value chain of the chemical supply chain. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Geoffrey Otieno. I'm a member of the Governing Council of the Kenya Chemical Society, but I'm also a professor of chemistry at the Technical University of Kenya. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Chen Tang. Originally, I'm from China. Last year, I attended the Sri Lanka workshop. I was doing the chemical safety security research back in China. But last year, I temporarily contracted by OPCW, and I'm working in the OPCW. I'm very happy to assist Taiwan to come into this second workshop.
Very good morning, all of you. My name is Rohan Pera. I'm from a senior program officer and a special advisor to the OPCW. I'm from Sri Lanka. I'm a professional chemist. I'm so happy to contribute for this workshop. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. I'm Jordan Sorhamora, but you can call me Jai. So I'm from the Philippines, and I represent the Samahan Industriya ng Industriyang Kimika in the Philippines, the SPEAK, and I'm part of the RC Council, Responsible Care. But I'm affiliated with Mabubuhay Vinyl Corporation. It's a chlor-alkali manufacturer in the Philippines. So we produce chlorine, hydrochloric acid, caustic soda, and sodium hypochlorite in bulk quantities. And I'm part of the sales and marketing team. Thank you. Nice meeting you all.
Good morning. My name is Peter Asewe. I'm Kenyan. Good to meet everyone here. So about me, I'm a chemist by background, and I do some few activities in the chemical consulting world. I also am the one representing Africa in the globally harmonized system implementation in the Africa region. So I'm the industry liaison officer to support being able to bring GHS standards within the Africa region. I'm also the chair responsible care within Kenya, and the reason why I'm here is to help to know how we can actually implement these good activities within the industries within the region. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Constanza. I'm from Chile. I work in National Customs Service. So my topic is here is to reinforce border control measures.
Good morning. My name is Ružica Degula, and I came from Croatia, and we work. We are a distributor for chemicals for Croatia. Thank you for inviting.
Good morning, everyone. My name is John Vidaurre. I'm from Costa Rica. My background is in chemistry. I'm chemist for the Customs Laboratory in Costa Rica. Thank you, Government of Kenya, for the welcome, and thank you, the OPCW, for the invitation to this workshop. I'm glad here to share with you the role of customs in this very important topic. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. I'm Nadeem from Pakistan, chemical engineer. Worked for BASF in Pakistan for 30 long years, now working for a private company, but still representing BASF in the petrochemical industry for the raw materials. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maria Lorena. I'm from Brazil. My background is a chemical engineer, and I'm responsible for production in industry in Brazil, organization at Bayer in crop division. Thank you for the invite. I'm here to talk about how the know your customer in the end line.
Good morning. My name is Buweshanu. I'm from Nigeria. I am currently coordinating resources to bring about the establishment of responsible care in Nigeria. I'm a bundle of controversies. I'm a politician, I'm a farmer, I'm also a chemist. All my life, I cut my teeth in the fertilizer industry. Currently, I work with the Speaker of the National House of Representatives, amongst other things. I am also a national officer of the Chemical Society of Nigeria. But most of all, I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Good morning, lovely to meet you all. I'm Philip from South Africa, 30 years in the specialty chemical industry in South Africa, trained chemist, but now just focusing on international transport, logistics, distribution. I'm also the moderator of an international geopolitics group and a chartered member of the Institute of Logistics and Transport in London. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My sincere apologies, sir, for walking in late. My name is Altrin Ojunge Obiero. I'm from the Ministry of Interior. I'm a CBRN security expert. I also work with the National Committee to develop the Strategic Goods Control Bill 2025, among other committees that are mandated to develop frameworks to govern the CBRN sector. I'm delighted to be part of this program. With my 17 years in this field, I hope to give as much as I can to this program, especially in understanding the mitigation measures required for counterterrorism and acquisition of WMD by non-state actors. I look forward to giving as much as I can as an international trainer who has experience in developing capacity building frameworks. Thank you.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and good morning. My name is Mahadi Shah Omar. I am the member of Malaysian CWC National Scientific Advisory Board, NSB, and to the National Authority of Chemical Weapon Convention, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Malaysia. So I am also representing Petronas, Malaysia Oil and Gas Company. I've been working in the company for the last 15 years, and my specialty is in transportation of DG Cargo as well as the logistic assurance. Right? Thank you very much for having us, calling us from Malaysia here. And I also been in the second group of the indicative guideline for DG Cargo transportation. So it is nice to meet again the teams here. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jörg Hartenbach. I'm Global Head of Foreign Trade and Chief Trade Compliance Officer for Evonik Industries AG, which is a multinational specialty chemicals producer. In this capacity, I'm also chairing the Trade Control Council for the German Chemical Association, and as being part of this, I also represent CEFIC, the European Chemical Association, and in this capacity also here today, which is written down in the agenda, the ICCA. I was happy to be a participant also in the first round of the workshop that happened to take place in Colombo last year, which was a very intense and fruitful workshop, I remember, and I'm happy to really continue this work in this group with some known and very familiar faces, which I'm happy to see again, and many new faces, which I'm happy to meet and to get into closer touch during the next days. And a big thank you, in particular also to the National Kenyan Authority for having us here and for organizing this event in a beautiful Kenya. Thank you. As you can see, I caught some sunburn yesterday already because I had the pleasure to also see a little bit of the beauty of your country. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, good morning, everybody. I'm Stephen Matinde. I know I've interacted with many of you for logistics, for your coming. I'm from the National Authority, and additionally, on matters of CWC national implementation, I'm a chemical expert at Strategic Goods Control Bill Development Technical Committee, and also a member of the committee or technical committee that is developing training curriculum for customs officers for the control of strategic goods. I welcome you and we are very optimistic and very hopeful that this, among the other guidelines, especially for the one that the area guideline on transport of dangerous goods, is very useful for our case here in Kenya. And I hope that also this Know Your Customer is also going to be very important and very useful to us. Thank you.
Thank you. I also didn't introduce myself. My name is William Munyoki. I'm the government chemist. I'm also the head of the National Authority for the CWC. And I'm also I'm also the national focal point for the Chemical, Biological Risk and Radiological and Nuclear Risk Mitigation Center of Excellence that is based for East and Central Africa. So for Kenya, I'm the national focal point for those issues of CBRN risk mitigations. And as the national authority, we are happy to be here, and we feel privileged to be allowed to host this workshop, which the objective is to develop the guidelines there is a first draft. The thing is to review the draft and complete the process of the guidelines. As we all are aware, the main objective is to have the guidelines ready so that the business people, the client, they can be able to know the clients they're dealing with, so that chemicals do not fall in the wrong hands. I think that is the main objective of the guidelines, the indicative guideline, so that as the business people are doing their business, the chemicals are used by the people who are supposed to use them, so that the dual-use chemicals cannot find themselves in the wrong hands. And we all know Kenya signed the convention, the CWC convention, in 15th January 1993, and ratified it among the first country to ratify it in April 1997, becoming a state party. And after the signing of the convention, the government of Kenya designated the government chemist, where I'm the head, to be the national focal point, and also to be the national authority for matters of CWC. And since then, we have been playing that role. And we have been able to meet some of our obligations, but we are not yet to meet all the obligations. But most of the obligations, we meet them. We submit our annual declarations. We have already designated a national authority as per the requirements of the CWC. So our role as the government chemist is to facilitate the issues or implement the issues of CWC in the country. Now, in order to do that, we work closely with the Organization for Prohibition of Chemical Weapons Convention, which is the international implementing arm of the convention, and that's why Taiwan is around and hosting this workshop. So I'll request Taiwan to make his remarks before we proceed.
Morning. Dr. Raymond Omolo, the Principal Secretary of the State Department of Internal Security and National Administration, Mr. William Munyoki, the head of Kenya National Authority, colleagues, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our host, the government of Kenya, in particular the Ministry of Interior, for their exceptional support in organizing this workshop here in Kenya, Nairobi. Kenya has long been a dedicated state party to the Chemical Weapons Convention, consistently contributing to the international cooperation activities of the Secretariat. The country's unwavering commitment to the convention serves as a model for other states parties in the African region. The International Cooperation and Assistance Division of the OPCW has been diligently working to provide capacity building support to its member states in implementing Chemical Weapons Convention. As part of this initiative, the International Cooperation Branch focuses on promoting peaceful use of chemistry. Upholding the goal of fostering technical and economical development under Article 11 of the Convention, The Secretariat offers various capacity building activities, particularly for states parties with developing and transitioning economies. Today, I'm delighted to welcome 16 experts in chemical security management, know your customer, and supply chain security from 13 OPCW member states. The workshop marks the third phase of the OPCW's Chemical Safety and Security Tools Development Program, which began in 2019. The program aims to develop practical tools to support OPCW member states in managing chemical safety and security. The first phase produced the indicative guidelines for chemical safety and security in small and medium enterprises to foster peaceful use of chemistry, which was released in 2021. The second phase resulted in the release of indicative guidelines for safe and secure transport of hazardous chemicals by road in 2024. With the continued support and interest of the member states, the Secretariat persisted in developing these guidelines. The 2024 needs assessment revealed a strong interest in KYC, know your customer, among many states parties. In consultation with experts, know your customer was chosen as the topic for the third phase of these guidelines. As you know, the first workshop took place in Sri Lanka 2024, producing the zero draft version. Today, here we gather here in Kenya to build on this work. Ladies and gentlemen, KYC is a crucial aspect of the life cycle management of chemicals. Any negligence or malicious intent in the sales of dual-use chemicals in acquisitions may pose severe threats to national and global security. The concern is heightened by the widespread availability of emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence. The prevention of the reemergence of chemical weapons and chemical terrorism is of a paramount importance to the OPCW, especially following the milestone achievement of the complete destruction of all declared chemical weapons in 2023. KYC is essential to our efforts to strengthen chemical security. Over the next 4 days, we will work together towards a common goal, developing the guidelines on Know Your Customer. By sharing our expertise and best practices in KYC and related subjects, we will contribute to collaborative efforts that spans the globe. We will form smaller groups for focused work engaged in editing, research, and ultimately produce guidelines that will enhance global peace and security. In conclusion, I thank you all for your dedication to this important subject. I appreciate our host, Kenya, and wish you all productive and successful workshop. Thank you.
Thank you for those remarks. So, sir, as I give my remarks, I need to highlight a few areas that as a national authority you have benefited from the OPCW. And one of them is the recent one that is coming to an end, mentorship from the India with the support of the OPCW, where Kenya was being mentored to succeed in the issues of legislation, capacity building in our laboratories, and the areas of having a framework for implementation of the Chemical Weapon Convention. And the other one was on knowledge management, how we can manage the knowledge that we acquire from the training of the OPCW. So the program is coming to an end, but we have benefited a lot, and the Indian National Authority has visited us, and as a country, we have also visited the India to see how they do their business on issues of Chemical Weapon Convention. As a country, our laboratories have benefited a lot from the Finland, especially the Institute of Verifications of under the Finland University. And they have been training our staff. Even last 2 weeks, two of our officers were in Finland for further training, capacity building on the issues of analysis of the chemical warfare agents. Even I think in the next month, another team will also be visiting the Chemitex under the OPCW. They take our officers, 2 of them every year, for capacity building. And the Verifin Institute also takes our officers every 2 years. They used to send officers also to assist us. So the whole idea is to have Kenya have the designated status of the laboratory, our laboratory to be one of the designated OPCW lab. So they are working toward this, and we are happy that we are heading in that direction because we participate in the proficiency testing that has been going on for the last 9 years. So we are hopeful that we achieve that status and become, I think, the second country in Africa to achieve that status. So those are the activities that are ongoing, and there are several trainings that are on the website, OPCW, that our people are participating every year. And most of the trainings, we always make sure there's somebody from Kenya that attends. So, sir, we have been very grateful to the OPCW for the training and considering us for those kind of trainings. With those few remarks, sir, I wish to request that we welcome you to give your remarks as we go to the next session. Thank you. Karibun san.
Thank you. Thank you, William. Kim from OPCW. Yeah, that's okay. So first of all, let me say good morning. Good morning once again. Let's give each of us a round of applause. We did very good introductions. Yes, I just want you to warm up. It's a warm morning, and we welcome you to Nairobi, Kenya, to this important workshop that has been organized by OPCW and coordinated by the Focal Point institution or national agency that represents the national government. Now, while we were doing the introductions, I realized that this room is full of chemists and chemical engineers, generally scientists. So being a statistician myself, I feel at home and I feel comfortable amongst professionals who are making a difference in your individual agencies, institutions, and countries. And you have been drawn together to try and make a difference on the global stage because we might be doing so much as individual countries, but then if the next country is not doing as much, it takes away everything. And this forum acts as a good point of sharing experiences, but also learning the issues around capacity building that we must put a lot of emphasis on, and so that we bring everybody up to speed just for the safety of all of us. So it's my pleasure to welcome you all again to this workshop, which is geared at developing the guidelines on KYC, Know Your Customer. And on behalf of the government and the people of Kenya, I want to extend a warm welcome to all of you and also to encourage you to enjoy our renowned hospitality. And already one of our participants from Germany is in that mood. If it's your first time in the country, there's so much to explore and to feel the warmth and welcome of Kenya. Let me express my sincere gratitude to the OPCW for granting Kenya the honor to host this important workshop. We are delighted to welcome all of you as experts from the 13 countries, from Brazil, Chile, Costa Rica, Croatia, Germany, Malaysia, Nigeria, Pakistan, the Philippines, South Africa, the United Kingdom, and of course the host country, Kenya. And you are here to deliberate on a very important subject. Now, this workshop focuses on developing guidelines for KYC, which is an initiative that is part of Chemical Safety and Security Tools Development Program. This topic was identified as a priority through a needs assessment, which was conducted by external experts. And it's good to note that some of these experts have donated their time to support OPCW from different countries. Now, KYC is a critical pillar in the effective implementation of the Chemical Weapons Convention. It is central in promoting the peaceful use of chemistry while preventing reemergence of chemical weapons and the illicit use of dual-use chemicals by malicious actors, including terrorist groups. And as we strive to maximize the benefits provided under Article 11 of the Convention, we must also safeguard against exploitation by those who threaten global peace and security. As a country and just as a PS in charge of internal security, we've had our fair share of challenges, particularly with acts or issues around terrorism. And I'm sure as part of your 4-day interaction and also learning about the country, you'll also be able to know and appreciate some of these challenges. And a lot of the terrorist activities that we continue to face are as a result of use of some of these chemicals. We live in a region that is also fairly volatile. We have the challenge that Somalia as a country continues to have. We have South Sudan, we have the Sudan, we have in the DRC, and these challenges are unique to each of the countries. They are not uniform challenges. But in all those, particularly where there are a lot of conflicts, the use of chemicals becomes a very challenging or something that we need to take good note of. As a country, as part of our agricultural production and in our effort to address challenges around food insecurity, there is a lot of use of fertilizers, so there's a lot of importation. We are even encouraging local production of fertilizer, and we know the chemicals that are used for fertilizer production could also be very easily targeted to be applied, particularly when they fall in the wrong hands. So the whole ecosystem requires that there is a very good understanding of who is producing these chemicals, who is moving them, and what is the end product. So that view is very important, so that then we maintain the security, not just for this country, but the region, and by extension, the world. Now, the world has experienced or witnessed unprecedented increase in the manufacture, transportation, and storage of dual-use chemicals. At least speaking to Kim, he mentioned about guidelines around transportation that again has benefited from the input of some of the members in this particular workshop. Now, this growth has heightened the risk of accidents and increased the likelihood of these chemicals being misused by individuals with harmful intentions. And consequently, forums like this are essential in sharing valuable ideas as well as best practices. Proper chemical management throughout the supply chain is paramount to reducing risks associated with these materials. Weak export controls, the rising presence of non-state actors, and the rapid advancement in global chemical industry have exacerbated threats from both legitimate trade and illicit trafficking of toxic industrial chemicals. And therefore, strict implementation of global disarmament and non-proliferation instruments, including the CW and the UN Security Council Resolution 1540, is more urgent than it has ever been. Now, this workshop marks a proactive approach to addressing these pressing issues by laying a foundation for enhanced chemical safety and security. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya remains steadfast in its commitment to the goal of a world free of chemical weapons, and we strongly condemn the use of chemical weapons by any state, individual, or organization under any circumstances. Now, the CW unites all its state parties in this noble objective, and Kenya underscores its importance of upholding its credibility and integrity as the most comprehensive multilateral agreement banning chemical weapons. I know this push for a lot of bilateral agreements and engagements, but I think in the context of having those bilateral agreements, we must not lose the space for the existing multilateral agreements between member states. We believe that effective and non-discriminatory implementation of a Chemical Weapons Convention is vital for promoting international peace, security, and sustainable development. And we therefore call on the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, OPCW, to continue strengthening its efforts in implementing Articles 7, 10, and 11. Furthermore, we urge the global community to enhance cooperation in the peaceful use of chemistry, reduce chemical threats, and build national capacities to prevent, prepare for, and respond to misuse of toxic chemicals. In our case, just like I've mentioned earlier on, we had the 1998 terrorist attack that was at the US embassies in Nairobi and Dar es Salaam. And those memories are still with us, exposing the significant gaps in our preparedness, including weaknesses in KYC processes. Other incidents across the continent of Africa serve as reminders of the need to prioritize safety and security. And it's very easy for this to be lost when we are focusing on development without realizing that development without security amounts to nothing. Kenya is actively developing legislations to regulate strategic goods. We have what we are calling the Strategic Goods Control Bill, which is currently with Parliament. There's been a lot of significant progress, and we've benefited immensely from expertise and experiences from across the globe in coming up with this bill. Now, this legislation will encompass safety and security measures related to storage, transportation, end use, and end user controls. Upon its enactment, we will intend to conduct nationwide sensitization campaigns to promote awareness of chemical safety and security across the supply chain. The indicative guidelines for Know Your Customer that we are developing during this workshop is critical to achieving our objectives, and these guidelines will help enhance voluntary compliance within the chemical industry and strengthen our strategic trade control framework. Key areas of focus would include identification of the security threats, establishing comprehensive safety and security measures, managing risks effectively, and developing robust operational procedures. We are currently with the Ministry of Energy rolling out LPG gas across our learning institutions as well as major institutions like the hospitals. Now, this will come with a lot of risks, and as a government, we will immensely benefit from some of these guidelines that you'll develop. And we are eager to incorporate the elements so that we enhance our regulatory capabilities within the for chemical safety and security. In conclusion, I would want to wish you fruitful deliberations during this workshop, and it's now my honor to officially declare the workshop open. Thank you.
Thank you, Bwana PS. I think we can give him a better applause of applause. We do it better. Thank you. Thank you. I think with those remarks, I think it's my honor now to invite us for a photo session as part of the program. And I think it has been decided we do it here. We don't go downstairs. So you can go.